along with being an amazing husband, a father, you're also an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Okay. And Rah Rah is one of your brain children. Okay. So when did you start Rah Rah?
So it's been about 4 years, and I worked on it almost a year before I launched because I wanted to make sure I did it right and I was going to do it. I don't like talking about stuff unless you're actually going to do it and follow through. And so, you know, I was at Homage as a creative director, and Ryan and team, Jason, Steve, Homage is the GOAT. I mean, we know that. I grew up with it. But there was a void in the market for kindergarten through high school.
Yep.
Bad spiritware, you know, bad design, poor customer service, quality is not good and comfortable. And so I saw a fun little side hustle. And Rah Rah is awesome. And it's definitely my baby. Anna Maria is like really taking that thing and running with it and taking it over. And it's her full-time job now, which is exciting because there's flexibility. But she's also just like, she needs to be the face of the company, let's be honest, right? So she's killing it. And like, it wouldn't have grown or wouldn't still be here. I'm good at like starting and building stuff, but then like continuing it and organizing is difficult for me. So she and even my mother-in-law, like they're just like taking it and killing it. And our friend Jess.
And then you also have something called Snack, which I personally, when I saw it, I was like, he just hit the nail on the head there. And it's so relevant, right? So you want to talk a little bit about Snack?
Yeah. I started Snack, which is bite-sized pieces of content for social media, primarily TikTok. So we work with a couple brands, Scott's, Sbarro, maybe some more coming. And it's just like, we'll make like 4 to 6 videos a week for these accounts. And it's fun as hell.
Oh, yeah.
I just absolutely love it. And
I can imagine.
Like with Scott's, it's perfect because I'm kind of one of the audiences, like elder millennial lawn dad who kind of wants it to look good but doesn't know everything and kind of gets mad that his neighbor cuts 3 times a week but needs to learn. You know, like I'm in this like good spot where we figured out relatable content, and then every weekend I go cut my grass and have 5 ideas, shoot them, and put them up, and that's it.
I love it.
So it's like, it's super fun.
So if you're out there and like, there's so many people out there right now in business who they're drinking from a fire hose and there's all this pressure for social media. And to be honest, like some people, they don't know how to do it, but then some people aren't good at it.
Yeah.
And so just outsource that shit to Snack.
Yeah.
And Trimpe, because I'll tell you what, I mean, look at this guy.
Let's go.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Let's go.
Let's effing go.
I mean, it's a weird platform. And I'm an, you know, marketing guy and advertising and like 60-second commercials and a beginning, middle, end story arc. And that's just not short form content. There's no story arc. You don't have time for that. Like,
right. You ain't got time for that.
Right,
Trimpe does.
I do have a little bit of time.
He's got nothing but time for that.
I got time for your money.
That's, well, hell yeah, he does.
I got time for your dollars.
The dollar bill, y'all.
Oh, wait. I have something for you.
What'd you bring me?
Okay.
Thank God you brought me a gift.
I got you 2 gifts.
Oh, rah-rah. Okay.
Yeah,
rah-rah.
Right.
Rah-rah. I love it. Oh, it's soft and it's soft
butter.
and supple.
It's the best. It's butter, supple.
Oh. I could put that on my mashed taters.
Right?
It's like butter.
Right.
Now, something you and I did bond on, a couple of things. The one being the infertility journey. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So when did you and Anna Maria get married?
So 2006.
So you guys, did you immediately know you wanted to have kids?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And so then it just wasn't happening.
Well, we knew we wanted some time off without kids to like try, do the thing. We got married pretty young.
Yeah.
She's an only child and I'm the oldest of 3 boys. And so we were like, meet in the middle. Let's have 2, But what's interesting is like, you think you decide and then you have kids, right? You think like, let's have 2 and then you'll have 2. Let's have 2 in 2010. But you find that that's not very easy for everybody. And, some people take a lot of time preventing having kids and then all of a sudden you can do it. But that wasn't our story. And we took that time to travel and we kept traveling. And we kept doing that. And then we hit that point where it was like,
Oh shit.
Yeah, well, we were ready to fill the house a little bit, ready to like do something different on Saturday.
Yeah.
That wasn't maybe so self-centered.
Yeah. And so I think what'll be cool with this conversation.
Yeah.
So my infertility journey.
Yeah.
Your infertility journey. We talk about this, and I have the female perspective and you have the male perspective,
Yes,
right?
right.
So I know, I can't tell you exactly the things that she was thinking and feeling, but I could probably tell you within an 85% range.
Yeah.
And infertility, in my opinion, is one of the hardest things you'll ever go through in a marriage.
Yeah.
Because like, to your point, you get married, you walk down the aisle, there's this idyllic, scenario. And then all of a sudden shit's not happening and it's happening to everybody else around you. Yeah. And then you turn to each other and you play the game of like, right?
Yeah.
So it definitely takes a toll on the relationship.
Yeah. And quick disclaimer, right? I am the male in the relationship. She went through a lot more than me, of course, but I do have those empathy pains. Mm-hmm. And so it kind of like, it hurt. It was hard for me because I wanted kids, but it was like knowing how much she also wanted kids. I could like put myself in her situation and feel for her. And so again, like disclaimer, it's nothing like what a woman has to go through, but it was hard.
But for all the guys out there, the guys go through a lot.
Yeah.
And again, you're right. You don't get poked. You don't get prodded. You don't have the physical, like you definitely are in a different camp, but I don't want to discount what the male goes through because the guy is typically a stuffer. He's not going to show his emotions or talk to his buddies about everything.
Right.
He, the male doesn't really let his emotions out. Right. He doesn't know what the fuck to do. Everything he does is wrong. All you have to do is like go and, put your jizz in a cup.
Right.
And so the woman's already pissed, and you're like, but I can't do it.
Like
I can't get hard. What do you mean you can't get hard?
Right.
Because, and then this, I guarantee there's so many people out there that have gone through this.
Yeah.
Your only fucking job is to jizz in the cup.
Yeah. 11 seconds.
And you're telling me you can't perform? Well, what the fuck? This is hot. I mean, like your neck is up against the wall with that's not exactly a conducive environment to like ejaculate. Let's be honest.
Yeah. You know what? It changes the dynamics of everything.
Yeah.
Right. It's like you want to have kids and you can't. Other people having kids and you can't. You're like, what's wrong with us? Or what does life look like without kids? Is that us? Like, is that because that's not in the playbook.
No.
Ever. You don't know that's even a thing.
No.
You're like, I want to have kids. I'm going to have kids here. And then we're going to do this. And like, you realize, oh shit, I'm not in control.
Right.
We're not in control of that at all. And then like you were saying, to be frank, it takes a lot of the fun out of the other stuff.
Right.
And then you're more regimented and scheduled. And then, I'm putting needles in her butt and then you got to do something later. And
it's really something.
It's not fun.
No. And then what about you guys did IVF?
We did.
Okay.
3
IVFs.
Luca's the third.
Okay. So many things about infertility that bring back memories. And one of the things is like not everybody, but a lot of couples will like go on a trip. Like, let's say like you have a failed IVF attempt.
We had it planned.
And then you're like, well, we have to go on a trip because that's just what you do. And it makes sense, right? And I will tell you a funny story. Yeah. So we were going through all kinds of infertility, right? Yeah. And we were in the throes of it. It was like, I'm, mid to like probably mid 30s, working at AT&T. So I'm in my cubicle downtown Columbus, living in German Village. And we had some kind of disappointment, right? And I'm a woman of action and I will go. I remember being in my cube.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. I'm like, we're going to Mexico. Yeah. Like, we're going to go. We're going to just like, just reset. So I'm like on there looking at all the things. And I see this one. It's called Temptations. I'm like, oh, this looks good. Their pictures were real, and I just literally, it was on like Expedia or something. Yeah. And I booked it and I'm all pumped and I didn't even like consult Brady, which anyone who knows me, not a shock because I just go, right?
Yeah, keep moving.
So I call him and then Brady's personality, he calls me back and he's like, hey, I looked at the website
Yeah.
And he's like, did you look at the photos at all?
Yeah.
He's like,
Did you look at
this
the
might be a
reviews?
swingers resort. I'm like, oh no, it's not a swingers resort.
No.
Listen, first of all, talk about like buyer beware. So it's one of those things where they get you with the photos.
Yeah.
You get there, you're stuck in this like back alley.
You did go?
Oh, we went because I was convinced this was going to be like the Taj Mahal of all.
Right.
And in my mind, you know, hormones and I didn't give a fuck. This
Right.
was going to be the solution to my unhappiness
Yeah,
of
sure.
the situation. Right.
Yeah.
We get there. You're in the back alley canal of the ocean. Like, I don't even know what that waterway was. Okay. And as we started like driving through Cancun, you see like all the nice hotels. You're like, oh shit,
keep passing
we're not
them.
in Kansas anymore. We had, I'm not kidding you. No one would talk to us because they were all like, there was a swingers club. It was swingers, 100% swingers. Okay. And there were swings
way.
everywhere, 24
Now, were you
hour.
laughing or were you freaking out?
We were well,
because you're laughing now.
we were laughing
Okay.
about it, but it was really it wasn't a great place.
Right.
But 24-hour porn on the TV was the only redeemable quality about it. I will say it wasn't a complaint.
Right.
So then the red, like there were red lights coming up from the beds. Like it was and you knew because people,
around.
and Brady and I were probably like better looking than a lot of people. I mean, there were some
If you're going to these
suspect looking people, no one would speak to us. Because they knew. Because I think what happens is they create a network and it's like one of these things is not like the other. They knew we didn't belong.
What?
So I sent
And you're like, hey, I want to meet some
I was like, hey, I may
people.
want a scissor. I may want to, you don't know. Give me some cheap freaking vodka. You don't know what I'm going to do up in here. I mean, you know,
Right,
I'm hormoned
right,
up and cheap vodka.
Right.
Don't sleep on this one. But yeah, no, like nothing, dude, nothing.
What did you do?
We just like, you
Went on
know,
the beach
we
and-
just went to the canal and
my
loathed in
God.
our, you know, infertile, you know, swinger misery.
That sounds awful.
It was awful. But
And then you're booking the next trip,
well,
right?
right. So then
"Fuck
you're
this,
so
we're
no.
going to
Listen, I
Italy."
have never. When I say I have never, and when Brady hears this, I mean, I've never lived it down. I mean, all my friends
Oh,
know.
it's amazing.
I think some people might be like, she seems like a pretty smart person. Maybe she really. I'm telling you, I literally that was the story. And people don't know the emotional thing
Yeah,
behind it, where it's
sure.
like. That makes
just
more
go.
sense. It was just like I just was
need
looking
to
for
go.
something, and I ended up at a swingers resort. Hey, and no
is-
shame to the upside down
Oh,
pineapple.
sure.
Whatever you want to do in that sack, I am down.
Absolutely.
Down.
Now, so when Brady was like, red flag, you still just put the flag down and said, keep moving, let's go?
Well, because I think
Or were you
I don't know
like-
if it was refundable. I didn't want to admit it.
Okay.
I didn't want to
You're like,
admit it.
no.
I was like, it's Mexico. How bad can it be?
Right.
There's
I
no
mean-
way I could have literally like fumbled the ball that bad. Like truly.
I've
And
never heard this.
it
This
was a
is
fumble.
amazing.
It was a big
That's a
time.
big fumble.
So yeah, that's like looking back on the infertility journey. The trips are a big one.
Yeah, we were going to go to Europe.
Oh, yeah.
Long European. When Luca, when it took the third time, we had already planned, like, if this doesn't happen, we tried all this stuff, didn't take, more stuff didn't take, IVF. And then it was like, man, if this third one doesn't take, she's going to need a break from all of it, understandably. And so we were like, look, we're going to plan a big trip to Europe. And then
It took.
and we knew it's kind of weird too, right? Like we remember where we were when the doctor called us to tell us she's pregnant, right? So it's not like you get the stick
Yeah.
and then
Oh, I did
you're
the stick.
pregnant.
Yeah. I
Well,
the stick,
we
'cause
did that.
I couldn't wait.
well, I mean,
Another part of my personality.
yeah, well, it's just everything's different.
Uh-huh.
There's no there's this like you said, idyllic situation when it comes to marriage and then having kids and the playbook of what happens next. And with fertility issues, it's a mess.
There's no spontaneity to it. It's all just very it's very scientific and
Right.
cold feeling, and just it's a process.
Yeah, right. Now we're very I can't speak for other people, but I feel like we're extremely grateful to have Luca.
Mm-hmm.
And we just are all in, and it's fun as hell.
You know what I feel like? I could almost tear up because I feel you 100%. Like everything we went through, like to climb those mountains.
Yeah.
There's something about when you finally get to experience it that I feel like is just that much sweeter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I look at that kid and I'm just like, my cup runneth over. I can't even, I mean, Brady's like, we are, if people could hear us on a daily basis, the awe, like we're like, are we talking like this?
God.
Like you can't, he can't hear us say these things. He's going to think he's Jesus Christ reincarnate.
I know.
You know, it's like, isn't he?
So
I mean, he like
spoiled.
poops. We're like, look at your turd. It's going down the kid toilet. I mean, we are like every minute is like
and
this.
My phone is constantly storage full on iPhone.
Yeah.
Constantly having to download, add Dropbox storage, add Google storage. Like I won't delete stuff. That's ridiculous. But I shoot everything. We talk about everything. He's
so
gonna be
good.
Spoiled as hell.
And he's so cute, by the way.
Very cute.
He is very fucking cute.
He is so fun right now. He just turned 6, and like his person, he's sarcastic as hell, which I love. And Anna Marie's like, Jesus, 2 of them in the house, you know. But he's so funny. We're getting into sports. He's a good, kind kid, and we're loving it. And I don't like to be away from him too long. You know, like there's things like I don't want to play golf twice a week because that's 5 hours each time, and then half my weekend's gone with Luca. Yeah. And you know, I do think there's an advantage too. We only have one, so you have more time. You know, I have friends that have 3 kids and they're split every night of the week. They're in a different place and they're not together much. And so it's different. Everything's different, but we are just so grateful to have him.
Don't you think everything has its pros and cons, but like you just have to, whatever situation you're in, you ride it as hard as you can and figure out like, okay, there are so many great things about having one child. Yeah. You know, the nectar you can suck out of that is really, I mean, and an idea is like have a sip. I get all the other parts of it too, but
you
really
probably went through that too. Like, I have 2 brothers. Yeah. So I'm like, I had a harder time letting go of the fact that he couldn't have siblings, and we tried. She's an only child. Yeah. So that's kind of good because she can be a testament to like, it works and I'm okay. And she's best friends with her mom. And so that gives me a little comfort looking at that and saying, okay, like, because I don't know anything else.
Oh, no, it works big time. So my best friend and her sister both have one. Yeah. Amazing. And then you know who else is an only child? This is all you need to know. Who? Kimmy Veerhoff.
That's right.
Come on.
I did remember
Angel on Earth.
Come on.
There you go.
Do you think she would have become
anything
the person
better
that she is if she had siblings to steal some of that light and attention?
No way. Kimmy Veerhoff
she's 3 people in one.
Well, more than that.
That's how I feel like Luke is. He's like personality max.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Kimmy Veerhoff, one of my favorite people.
No, she's the best. We love you, Kimmy.
Love you, Kim.
Love you, Kimmy. I love you more. I also want to touch on the sobriety journey. I think it's very important. And what I'd like to know is where did the sobriety journey start? Right. I'm trying to create a timeline with the infertility and the sobriety. And
I started drinking sophomore year of high school, went to this party, had 4 Southpaws, got blasted, went to school the next week, and Trimpe had the funny stories at the party. Trimpe was the life of the party.
Got it.
Right? Which I always like. I like to be that. I'd like to be that center of attention, but I think when the alcohol hit my veins and it just like put it on another level, and I was completely, into that. So, and I find out later, thanks Mom, it does run in the fucking family. Nobody knew that. Nobody told me my Italian grandpa, Nono, only drank homemade wine, never had a glass of water in his entire time in the United States of America. But he was like a happy drunk.
How long?
I was not.
Is he still alive?
No, he's not.
How old was he?
20, 30 years sitting at a kitchen table eating pasta and homemade wine. And
but how old was he when he passed away?
He was like 85. But so high school, and then I went to UD. That's where I met Anna Maria. And I drank 7 days a week and barely went to class and made it through, and it was fun as hell. And then I got into advertising as a writer, and ad agencies are very accepting of partying, happy hours, drinking, which isn't a problem. If you don't have a problem, that's cool, right? So there's no blame there or anything because it's me, it's my disease. But all to say though, it was easy for me to just continue to drink as part of the job, like have the late night brainstorms and work on pitches and go with the young creatives after for happy hour and stuff. And so I didn't know, like, that was just part of my life and my job. So I didn't know I had a problem. And with alcoholism or addiction, you're the last one to know you have a problem, right? Like, everybody knew I had a problem, but especially Anna Maria, like, I became a terrible husband. I became a terrible son, brother, friend. And I couldn't kick it. And I didn't know what it was. Like, I thought I could stop for a little bit, and promise I would stop and really believe I would, and then I just couldn't. And I started doing progressively dumber things. And so, this part might be hard for her to hear, but it's part of our journey and helping others as well. But with addiction, you usually start to have a chance to recover if you hit bottom. They talk about everybody's bottom's different. Sometimes it's you go to jail. Sometimes you lose your kids. You get in an accident or whatever. And mine was she was leaving. Mm-hmm. She was done. And that was unacceptable to me. Like, instantly I was like, wait a minute. I landed this amazing woman already way out of my league.
I wasn't going to say that, but
that all my friends like to remind me of. I can't fuck this up, and so that put that into action. And I went down because we were having a lot of problems, because of that. And I went down to Cincinnati. My parents were like, hey, we have a couple that has gone through similar things. And I went down there and I met the guy, and he started telling me his story. And he was like, do you believe you're an alcoholic? And it literally had not crossed my mind until that moment. And I said, well, shit, if you are, I am, because you literally just told me my story. And that's the crazy thing and cool thing, honestly, about recovery and addiction. If you're part of a program and around these people and make it part of your life, which I do, is everybody has the same thoughts and same triggers. Like, there are people in the rooms that know me better than my family ever will. But like, the second I walk in, they know who I am. Mm-hmm. And so when I started meeting these guys and went to my first meeting, and listening to their stories, it was like, oh my gosh, I'm not crazy, And Anna Maria went to some meetings and then her own meetings, and that was helpful because she also too was like, oh wow, he's not like a huge piece of shit. He is right now, but it's part of this disease and other people have the same problems. So we're not special. You learn like you're not special. Mm-hmm. Your problems aren't special. But so I took that real seriously and just dove into recovery.
So that was it. Like, you just stopped drinking from that moment. Mm-hmm. Did you have any relapses or?
Almost 12 years ago.
Oh my God.
Haven't had a sip.
So what is it like for you? Because I think it's different for different people. Some people you'll talk to and say, I don't think about it anymore. I think a lot of people might say, like, that's why they say one day at a time. Yeah. Where it's like, do you ever just crave it? Like, I really would like to have a drink, but you just know.
Not often. Like, I really, everybody has a different story of recovery and do it different ways. And that's fine. For me, it's a program in the 12 steps. And what you learn, like, not physically drinking is the hardest part early, right? But you learn, like, drinking was a symptom of the disease. It was squashing these character defects that you have, that those need to be uprooted. And so the 12 steps walk you through that journey of discovery and then making amends to yourself and to others, and then helping others. And then you realize, like, I'm not even thinking about drinking anymore. Yeah. Like, that obsession to drink is alleviated. But now I need to continue these steps to be a better human and be a better person. And that's the thing you can slip on first, before you slip on a drink. You can revert back to your old character defects. So, all to say, I don't obsess about it. I don't think about it a lot. I can be around it. Once in a while, I start to feel sorry for myself. Like, come on, like, I'm at the Super Bowl. The Bengals are about to win. They fucked it up. And it would be really nice. It's 80 degrees in LA, and like, this is a moment, and like, why can't I have a fucking drink? You know?
Yeah.
I won't do it. I won't take it. But once in a while, I'll feel sorry for myself.
Yeah.
But you quickly, you play the tape. You play the tape forward. What would happen if you do that?
That's what my brother always says. That's what you say in AA. Play the tape.
Yeah. So, you know, Anna Marie and I are happily married because I'm sober. And Luca exists on this earth because I'm sober. And my goal is that he never sees his dad drink a day in his life. So
yeah, that's pretty. I mean, for what it's worth, I'm very proud of you. I know that's a big hurdle to climb. Like it really is. It's to overcome.
Yeah, yeah. It's a big part of my life. So I would like to, reduce the stigma around it. I think the world's getting a little better about that. And there's some weirdos that just don't drink because they don't want to, which I can't understand. Like what? But there are people that they might be thinking like, am I like that? Or can someone like me be an alcoholic or get sober or whatever? And so I like to talk about it for two reasons. I like to keep myself accountable. So the more people that know, the more people I let down. If I took a drink, like I would let you down. You'd be pissed. And others, right? So more accountability, but also just like reach out if you have questions.
Yeah, definitely.
So
yeah,
I'm totally cool with talking about it.
And I think for people who are out there who are starting to feel like their life's out of control, or that maybe alcohol does have, because it's hard to admit, it's hard to admit anything like that.
Yeah.
Hearing like, yes, the part about not drinking at first is like the hardest, but then when you start to see inevitably things in your life, all of a sudden things become better. Right? This is what everybody says is like all these things. So now you have this, your beautiful wife, your happy marriage, your child. I'm sure there's other things you can think about that were like, oh yeah.
I mean, waking up without a hangover is a big deal.
Yeah.
Like what I remember the first couple of weeks, like first of all, waking up early and like the sun shine. Like it sounds cheesy, but I distinctly remember like it was sunny because I got sober in June. And it was sunny and the birds were chirping and I was like awake and I wasn't throwing up because towards the end, I threw up every morning after drinking, and then I started drinking later that day, probably or night. But like not having any of that physical shit and the appreciation I have for stuff, I think is stronger than maybe some.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Okay. So
look what you do. You get me like all serious. You're like Howard Stern.
So the problem is I was looking, you almost had a tear and I was like, I'm getting there.
Yeah,
I'm getting there. And then you held it back.
I did.
You held it back. I'm not that good yet. So Trimpe, let's put some things into the universe. Let's talk about me again.
I've been like waiting.
Let's talk about me.
Let's go.
So what I want to do is I want to put out into the universe like some people I want to have on my show.
Okay.
So
manifest
what
that.
I'm trying to manifest here,
Okay.
I've been real low key about it, but really part of my goal is to like, there's so many cool people in Columbus and the surrounding areas. And I feel like if you're not in New York or LA or what, it's like, fuck that. We have so many people traveling through the Midwest. We are the Mecca.
This is it.
Okay. So I have people that I want on the show.
Yeah,
now we all know I've talked about Busy Bone. Busy knows. Busy and I. Busy
have
liked.
You talked?
Busy liked my message. He responded to me on the DM.
He did?
Yes, so he's like, stay in.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, well, you're not watching enough of my content. So
I'm
Busy
getting ready
Bone.
for my own.
So.
Okay.
It's all about me. So
ready.
who else should we like? So people who I would love to have on this show.
Yeah.
Okay. So 21 Pilots. They're from Columbus.
Naturally.
They're from Columbus.
Are we saying only Columbus people?
No.
Okay.
But let's talk about people in like. I don't need just Columbus people, but there's so many outrageously talented people. Yeah. I would also like to, one of my goals is to have one live performance a month.
Yeah.
So like how Ryan came in, I'm hooked now. Yeah. Like who's my next live performance? Right. So like Busy Bone, Crazy Bone.
What's that?
21 Pilots.
What's that other
Jenny
one?
From Jenny's. Jenny, but she'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I need to talk to her about founder, the violence against founders and stuff. I will see. I've reached out to her. Jenny's crickets. She's crickets on my Jenny. Ass. Come on, Jenny. I eat your ice cream all the time. God damn it, Jenny. Anytime
Also, can I just gripe real quick?
Yeah.
About Jenny?
Yeah.
Jenny's.
Yeah.
Can we just do a regular fucking mint chocolate chip?
No. See, this is why you and Jenny, she would fist fight you right now. No.
I know. I understand. And I appreciate and respect the core.
No, not if you're asking for.
Yeah, you're right.
You're not. So you totally just spoke out of here and you spoke out.
You're right.
Jenny is artiste.
I know. But isn't there a way to
go to Ben and Jerry's if you're looking for basic, bitch?
But I like Jenny's.
No, you don't like Jenny's.
Okay.
We're gonna do a poll. Does Trimpe really like Jenny's, or should he go back to Ben and Jerry's? Okay.
Graders, but
Graders is right down the street. So Jenny, 21 Pilots, Busy Bone.
Obviously, Joe DeLoss. You know what I'm thinking? A spinoff. I do my own podcast.
Yeah, you might. I don't know. You start it and then you wouldn't finish it. So
is that right?
Don't bother.
Rah-rah
That's
snack.
what you just said. You just said I like to start things and I don't like to continue them.
No.
Do you know Ross Smith?
No.
Okay, you have to follow him. So him and his granny.
Yeah, granny.
They're the best. They're the fucking best. And he lives in Columbus. They're on, he does a lot of YouTubes. Okay. But they are.
Really? What's his thing?
He was a football player. And then he's real funny. Yeah. Like he just has and his granny is just the best.
I love grannies.
Ross Smith, come on, dude.
Come on,
Throw your girl a bone.
I got to think about this. I think
he's like up on my bucket list of all time.
I think off the air, I'm just going to scroll my Rolodex.
Yeah.
And then come back on and just spit some people out.
I would love that.
I know a lot of people.
I would love that. Putting it out into the universe.
Right. Let's get some A-listers.
Make it happen.
Right.
All right, Trimpe, we got to go because we need to start working on some TikToks.
That's it.
We got to work on our social clips.
All right.
I like the clusterfuck chaotic tone of this interview that is going to take me now 16 days to edit, but it will be worth every. It's going to be the juice is worth the squeeze, baby.
Be worth the squeeze.
No,
7 likes.
No.
4 listens.
Let's think big.
17 hours of editing.
Let's think big here, okay?
We'll see.
Trimpe, I love you.
I love you so much.
I love Anna Maria.
I appreciate it.
I love your sweet boy. I love everything that's going on with you.
It's so good to see you.
So good to see you too. And for everyone out there who wants to continue to follow your girl, you can follow me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and send it to your friends. Let's work on our own. Let's work on our own distribution.
Yes,
let's do it.
Can we talk about this real quick? I have a gripe.
Yes.
I have a pet peeve.
Yes.
Right? Small businesses. Okay, because we get this a lot in small businesses. I love your stuff. I love your show. Right? Don't fucking tell me.
Tell the world.
Them. Stop telling me.
We need a town crier.
Tell them.
We need a town crier.
Tag them. Tell them. Put the testimonial. Make the rating. Quit talking to me about it.
Yeah.
I want them to know.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
It takes no time.
No, I agree. I mean, when I find something I like, I am the town crier for it.
Like Small Business Week.
Anybody that works hard that I'm like, this is cool. I can't wait to tell everyone.
But spread the word.
Yeah. So guys out there, you hear that?
Come on.
Tag your girl.
This is the Carrie Croft show.
This is the motherfucking Carrie Croft show. Gonna be. It's destined. It's huge.
Gonna get bigger.
It's destined for success. You better get on the wagon.
That logo.
Get on the wagon. That logo took me 64 seconds to make.
You want to be the person that says, I listened to the Carrie Croft show before it was cool.
I agree with you.
That's what you
I agree with you.
Yeah.
All right, Trimpe.
Okay.
To everybody out there, follow, tell your friends, and keep moving, baby. Keep moving.
All right, keep moving.
No, keep moving. No, keep moving.
Yeah,
you keep moving.
Keep moving.
You keep moving.
Keep moving.
Keep it moving.
You win.